You love pink Christmas baubles that are also a bit glamorous, I think you're going to enjoy this video, and I think you're going to enjoy this collaboration as well. When Style with Pat and My Style, My Colors, Pat and Sule get together, they come up with a really interesting collaboration. I'm going to use these baubles in a variety of different ways. So come on in and take a look at what I've started to create, and then I'll show you how inexpensive, how pretty, and how easy these DIYs are. I think you're going to enjoy it. Keep it simple this Christmas. That's my motto. To make these pink Glam baubles, I start with some very inexpensive baubles from the Dollar Tree. So in Canada, we can get 2 of these for $1.25. Great price. They don't break, and they're very, very easy to use to craft with. So the first thing I did is I just popped out the hanging piece. I'm going to grab some paint, and the color that I'm using is also from the Dollar Tree, and it's called Cotton Candy. So it's a soft pink color, and I love this color to begin with. It's so easy to do. So what I do is I take this pink paint and I just dump some of it in it. Now this one is almost done. So for these crafts, because you know that I've started, look at how many I've done. I've got the 4 over there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is my 7th one with 1 bottle of paint. So you'll notice I've dumped it in. Now you can do a couple of things. You can take it and shake it. Now you need to know that I watched a couple of YouTubers to figure out how they painted them, because I know you could certainly paint the outside as well, but I really wanted a glistening look. So Candy from CCW did a great job, and then Danielle from the Domestic Scientist also did a great job. And so what I learned from the 2 of them is you put your paint in, and because I don't want to waste paint, and neither did they, you put your paint in and you shake it. So shaking it is one method, but because these are plastic, what also works is if you just take your little ball and tap away and turn, and in no time you're going to complete the ball. So this is very, very easy. Yes, I will have to go in and add a little more paint, but rather than drain a bunch of paint out, I really like to just, put it in and tap away. So just give me a second and I'll be right back. Make sure you put your thumb over the hole, because if you don't, obviously you're going to get paint all over God's creation. So here you go. This is done. I've got a little bit of paint on my thumb. That's okay, because this is just that water-based acrylic paint, and it washes up beautifully. So what I do is I take the lid from the paint, or any lid can do, but the reason I like the lid from the paint is that then it drains back in, and then I take my bauble, put it upside down to let it dry, because that works so beautifully. All I do to make sure my paint doesn't dry out is I just cover it with some plastic and let it sit. Now, for the sake of expediency, I'm not actually going to show you this next part, but one thing I do want you to know is when you put these tops back on, if you put them on before the bauble is completely dry, you don't need to worry about scratching them when you put them back inside, because they're still a little bit wet inside and everything just heals around it. So that's a good little tip as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one that I've already painted, and I'm going to make some gold glitter. Now I actually bought ornaments like this that in glass, and needless to say, they break easily, and yes, we did break one in our decorating of our living room this year. And when I looked at what they had at the Dollar Tree, I thought I can make the exact same thing for far less. Yes, these baubles are smaller, but they also have larger ones at the Dollar Tree. So the next thing I'm going to do is I want to take a gold felt tipped pen. So this is, you know, I'm not using something that's permanent, but you certainly could, I would imagine. And I'm just going to draw a design, very, very loosely draw a design. I just want that zigzag design. Doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to cover that up with glitter anyway. Draw it all the way around. Different widths, different lengths. Just keeps it, it makes it easier when you're taking your Mod Podge and, you know, making your magic happen. So that's all I've done. Then I'm going to take these beads, and you'll notice I have these really pretty stars. These are from Michaels. They're called gold stars. They're really little. I've already added some to this bowl. I'll add a little bit more. And I'm going to take 2 other glitters. These are from the Dollar Tree. These are just little gold balls. Sprinkle those in there. Pop the lid on. And then there's some gold glitter. It's actually fairly chunky glitter, so it works really, really well with these ornaments. Mix that in there. You know, just kind of stir it around a little bit and mix it up. Then I'm just going to take some Mod Podge. And you'll notice I kind of do this in sections. And yes, I am covering up the gold. Grab a second bowl and just quickly, I always use 2 bowls. I just find that it can go easily and quickly from one thing to the next. If you end up with, you know, stuff that you don't like where it's at, and just sort of clean it up with your finger, and it all works together beautifully. You just continue this all around. Just finishing this off. Make sure it's nicely well encrusted all the way around. So just take a look at how pretty that is. So glittery, so pretty. And just have to make sure that everywhere you look, that it's fully covered. So you'll notice there's a couple little spots that for whatever reason didn't get fully covered. So I just go back in and dab and just add some pieces in. And there you go. Look at how pretty that is. You just set it inside of a ramekin with some paper towel and let it dry. Now, for as easy as the last one was, this one's even easier. So these again are from the Dollar Tree. They're little pearls and little gemmy, diamondy discs, and they just peel right off in a strip. So easy. And I'm just going to take another bauble that's been painted. Everything's all dry. And I like to cover the seam. So look at how easy this is. So I'm literally just following the seam and taking it all around. It doesn't quite go all the way to the end, but that doesn't matter because you just grab your next piece. I mean, and there are some at the Dollar Tree that I liked as well that were longer, but I really love these little pearls and these little diamonds, and I thought, oh, they're really quite the type of thing that I would like. And look at how easy they are to pull apart. You literally just pull them apart and you end up with that look. Now, you can take, like I did on the ones over there, and add another 2, or you can go around the middle. And I think in this case, I'm going to go around the middle the other way. So that, again, so easy. And these stick beautifully. That's why I was so impressed when I did the other ones, because I thought they just fit beautifully together. You just pop them off. Take that, pop it in, and do the exact same thing. And look at how easy that one is. Simple, girly, glitzy. Next one is the easiest of them all, because all I'm going to do is very quickly take some Mod Podge and go about a third of the way down. Again, you know, I could do this with little Tennyson. I could just help him with the Mod Podge, and then I would say, Tennyson, take some snow, and you just add this inexpensive, glittery, and it's got some iridescent. Ooh, Sule, wouldn't you love that? And in no time, you end up with a little bauble that looks like it's encrusted with frozen ice and snow. So pretty. We don't really like frozen ice in Canada, you know, at any time, but it sure looks nice on a bauble. So what I'm going to do now off camera is I'm going to make a few more of these, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what I do with it. And so this is where we are displaying our pink baubles that are glamorous and girly and oh so pretty. Now at the end of this video, I'm going to pop in what this looked like before and give you an explanation as to how we got to make this sign. But look at how pretty it is. Harold put this sign together for me. I popped a couple of the gold baubles in. These pink and gold baubles match almost perfectly with the ones in our living room, so I'm trying to tie the two areas together. And then I have filled these little compotes with a variety of the balls that I created, and look at how pretty they look. Inside of this compote and this compote, you will see that I have some glass baubles. These are Costa Boda baubles, and they're so pretty. And I thought, you know what? Let's glam them up by adding some pink and some glitter. And don't they look adorable? And then of course, look at this one with the two little bunnies hiding behind an ornament in the winter. Absolute perfection. If you have not already done so, I would certainly appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, tell me what you think about this Glam Pink Bauble Decor Challenge. I also hope that you take a look at Sule's challenge and Pat's challenge. I'll have their channels linked in the description box. Take a look at the playlist as well, because I know that you're really going to enjoy it. Also, if you have not already done so, go back and take a look at my other videos for Christmas 2020. And so until we see each other again next week, bye-bye. So take a look at the letters that I picked up this summer. These letters were meant to be hung individually, but they don't hang well. They're kind of wonky. So Harold went out and bought this board. Then he painted it, and the rest is history. Don't forget to take a look at the two other channels I mentioned. The first one is DIY Design by CCW, and Danielle, the Domestic Scientist. I'll list them both in the description box.